thank you so much for joining us here on HSN. Carol Brodie is by my side. The only 2 hours of Rarities fine jewelry you're going to see today, and basically her little mini Today Special. I mean, something that has been coveted, that has been talked about, that has been worked on for months is the couture, high-end, top-of-the-line martini set, oversized gemstone stud earring, framed, haloed, set perfectly with white diamonds all the way around. They are brand new today. They are a oversized 8mm genuine gemstone framed in white diamonds, available in a beautiful collection of colors for about 60 shopper per color. Whether you are shopping for your favorite color, whether you are collecting fine gemstone stud earrings, these have expensive gallery, top-of-the-line collectible written all over every single pair of them.
Okay, before I tell you my funniest story ever about my diamond stud earrings, I want to first tell you a little bit about why I call these my forever studs, because these are the studs that you have forever. These are 8mm rounds. When I first brought these into HSN, it was the first year that I launched Rarities back in 2009, and they were diamond halo set 8mm studs, and they were more expensive than they are today. For me to be able to say that, and so many of you own those stud earrings because I see you wearing them all the time, and you always say to me, when are you bringing back those studs? Well, here they are. They're the forever studs. So let's get a close look at Kate. Do you mind going back to Kate for 1 second? Thank you so much. Okay, let's go really tight, and let's look at the way the stud sits in Kate's ear. It sits perfectly on the ear because it is what's called a martini setting. And I'm gonna show you the martini setting when I hold up the earring. You see the way it is sitting on the ear. To have such a large, I mean, it's a large stud, it's 8mm. To have that size stud that can perfectly sit, and Kate has baby earlobes, I have baby earlobes too. Most people have a larger earlobe than us. To have a little earlobe like that and to have an earring be able to sit so beautifully in the ear is very, very difficult to achieve. But we are achieving that because of the martini setting. So let me first, I'm taking you through everything great about the earring, and then I have to tell you, I really have a funny story. And if my parents are watching, I'm telling the story, so I'm just telling you. Okay, so here we go. This is the martini setting that I'm referring to. So it looks like a martini glass. Many times when you see diamond studs, they're set flat or they go in and they have 6 prongs. With the martini stud earring, what happens is when this sits in your ear, it sits face forward. Most times studs go like that. They like kind of fall a little bit because they're not set right. I learned this setting actually from a jeweler by the name of Martin Katz in Beverly Hills. He's amazing. And when I was dressing celebrities, he kept getting all of my celebrities for diamond stud earrings and stud earrings. And I was like, why are they wearing his? And then he was doing this amazing martini stud. The other thing that he was the first that I saw do was the micro pave diamond halo. So what does that mean? You may be looking at this pave and thinking to yourself, it's so little. Why are those diamonds so little? Well, the $100,000 version of these earrings also have what's called micro pave. They're incredibly feminine. You can see how beautifully they are. They're perfectly invisibly set, and there's nothing gauche or garish about them. They're delicate. These gemstones are not falling out, so don't worry. It's very expensive to micro pave set a diamond, and that is because you need specially trained diamond setters, and there's very few of them that I personally know of, and they wear micro binoculars. Binoculars, is that what whatever? Yeah, binoculars. So that they can get as close as possible, and they have to hand set each one of these micro pave diamonds with a tweezer because you can't even hold them in your hand. But the result is this, what do you think? Like, do you think it's super feminine, the result? What do you think?
I just think it looks absolutely like Fifth Avenue, Rodeo Drive. It looks like that collectible, celebrity-worthy, hand-selected. The bodyguards are watching these set of earrings.
Right.
The way it's framed and set, it makes it feel like that piece that's been passed down, that piece that, you know, the Russian princess owned, or, you know, it takes it to a whole new level of making a stud into like wedding-worthy and anniversary-worthy.
Yes, exactly. Right. So the reason why I'm gonna give you one more feature of these studs, and then I'm gonna tell you why I love them. Okay, the other feature about these studs, which is amazing, is the size of the butterfly back. There we go. The size of the butterfly back. And I've made it so that you have to twist it off, like the most expensive ones. You have to twist these off, so it takes a second, but you're gonna twist it off and then you're gonna pull it. That's the most expensive stud earrings are made like that. And the reason why is so that you don't lose your stud earring. And I've used a sterling silver that I've mixed with rhodium. And that's making the sterling silver so strong, because typically a sterling silver a butterfly back could not hold such strength. But when you mix it with rhodium, which is part of the platinum family, it becomes super strong, super wearable. It doesn't get dull. Okay.
Now wait, so, I gotta interrupt for just 1 second.
Okay.
We only have about 90 seconds left on our showstopper presentation, and I will let you know right now, if you want citrine,
oh, that's what I'm wearing,
or you want prasiolite, there are 20 pairs of each now remaining. It is officially last call on that gorgeous honey citrine and that light, airy, minty, whisper green prasiolite that's been one of our fastest selling, most popular stones here at HSN. These two will both go in about the next 30, 45 seconds. The purple amethyst, I have about 100 pairs remaining. The gorgeous sky blue topaz, we've got about 50 pairs remaining. Oh, no, there's 100 pairs in the blue.
Those are
and
expensive.
Then the white topaz, the just look of
diamond,
a giant, oversized diamond stud. There's about 50 of those remaining. So, citrine, prasiolite, and the diamond white topaz that you've been seeing Carol Holden show you, those three will go. No question about it in the next 30 seconds. Continue to shop, take advantage of Flex. It's an extraordinary value, but really, you know, we talk about your history with Harry Winston, Martin Katz, and these are the types of earrings that women with all the money in the world.
Well, everybody wants the forever stud.
Yeah.
The forever stud, because you can wear, when you're wearing like all layered jewelry, you're wearing chunky jewelry, you cannot wear a big earring. It's against the law. When you layer, you need to wear a stud. You need to wear something small because you already have so much going on here. You need something small to the face. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you very quickly my stud story. When I graduated from high school, all I wanted were diamond stud earrings, like the white topaz. That's why I have the white topaz with the diamond halo here. I wanted them more than anything in the world. So for my graduation, my father and mother gave me gorgeous round diamond stud earrings like this. Okay, I coveted them, and then one day when I was in college, I lost one. And I was freaking out, and I called my older brother crying. I'm like, I lost one of my diamond studs. Daddy and Mommy are gonna kill me. Anyway, my brother came to Boston. He took the single earring that I had. He brought it to New York, and he was going to have another one made for me, and he was gonna pay for it. That's my brother, Bennett. Thank you, Bennett. Anyway, the jeweler told my brother they were topaz. They weren't diamonds. They were topaz set with a diamond halo, hence this earring. And I cried and I called my father. I didn't talk to him for so long. And I said, why did you do that to me? Why did you get me a fake diamond earring? I asked you for a real diamond earring. You told me you got me a real diamond earring. And he said, because I knew you were gonna lose one. Lo and behold, I did. Lo and behold, I'm bringing you a diamond halo stud earring.
When Bennett said he was going to replace the other one, I bet he was thrilled that it was topaz.
I bet he was going to just put topaz in. You know, my whole family they didn't tell me the truth. Anyway, I love my family. I do not feel deceived. I'm bringing you the earring that I thought forever, my forever stud, was a diamond stud.
Well, if it was a diamond stud, it would have bankrupted them too. I mean, this size, you're talking a super expensive set of earrings.
I know, but when you're in high school, you don't know what your parents have. You have no idea.
Okay, so citrine, I'm moving